Okay, let everybody in. And we'll start the video.
All right.
Connectra creates opportunities for people living with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. Check out some of the programs we offer through our online learning platform, Connect Together, including our Service Mondays, where we highlight a local organization or initiative, Wednesday Chair Yoga with Bobbie Seale-Cobiskey, Thursday Adapted Fitness with Megan Williamson, Friday Rotating Dance Classes hosted by Janice Lawrence and Joanne Cuff, and other initiatives including presentations by the Disabled Independent Gardeners Association's Growable program and our Perspective series. Check out our updated programs calendar on our website, connectra.org, or find us on Facebook at Connectra Society.
Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Okay. Thank you, Kausar. And so good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. And welcome to a seated adapted yoga practice. And so today and moving forward for the next little while, all the classes that I share with you will be done seated in the chair. And so I think you'll be surprised and delighted to discover just how much we can do from a sitting position. And so that said, as always, I'd like to invite you to begin by finding a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It can be challenging. Jacques, you must be a mind reader. It can be challenging to calm our nervous system if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And so, beginning with the centering practice, find a comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that feels the most at ease. And lift your shoulders up, back, and down. Relax your arms on your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then an invitation to take your hands to your chest, your heart center. And so palms might be open or palms together. If this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, an invitation to choose another placement for your hands. And we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or a movement. And so as an alternative might be that you place your hands on your belly. And so an invitation to lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart, and to take a moment to say good day to yourself. Or brave new world, I love me. And so we can imagine that we're connecting with everyone near and far if you like. And so I always like to share that because I love me, I can love all of you. And so relax your arms by your side or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then an invitation to shake your hands. So bringing them in front of you, reaching up a little higher. And so if you'd like, we could imagine that we're waving to our ancestors, past, present, and future. And then coming forward a little, waving to our ancestors. So, Uncle George, my dog, Bubbles. And then reaching up one more time as high as feels comfortable for you. And this time on your exhales, you lower your arms, making an audible sound. Ah. And wiggly fidget. I'm going to do a little bum dance. And we'll, from here, repose. So if possible, I'd like to invite you to sit in a way that you are supporting your own spine. Come away from the back of the chair enough so that you feel you're sitting forward on your sit bones. And so our sits bones, the bones we sit on, lengthen the spine, lift your shoulders up, back and down. Again, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. Tuck your chin in slightly, parallel with the floor. And so if it's helpful, you might place a finger or two on your chin. Imagine a turtle. And so if you'd like, close your eyes here. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Our attention moves inward. So notice the alignment of your knees, hips, ankles, shoulders stacked over hips. Notice the breath. So allowing the breath to move your abdomen. If you'd like, and it's available to you, place one hand on your belly. And so on inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And so linking your breath with your movements doesn't feel comfortable for you. I'd like to offer you an alternative to the breath awareness practice. So it might be that you bring your awareness to the sounds around you. So maybe noticing the sound that's furthest away. And then maybe closer to you in your, wherever the space that you're in, your home maybe. And so I can hear the sound of bird song in my yard here. And so as ready, an invitation again, if you'd like, bringing your awareness to the soundscape around you or to your breath. And so perhaps allowing your breath to become a little more expanded than it was when we began. And so keeping one hand on your belly, take your other hand to your chest, your heart center, and maybe noticing the pattern of movement of your breath between your belly and your upper torso. And paying particular attention to the exhale. See if you can begin to extend the exhale. When we extend our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. And then as ready, relax your arms by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then we'll do little wiggly fidgets again. I just like to say it's yoga time. And so let's repose. So you ground to your sits bones. Lengthen your spine. So you might feel where your bum and your thighs are connected with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Lift your shoulders up, back and down. And relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And so from here, I'd like to come into a practice where we're tapping our fingers. And then maybe making it a little more challenging, exploring tapping from your pinkies to your thumbs. And then reverse, thumbs to pinkies. And then if you'd like, maybe imagine that you're playing air piano. And then an invitation to roll your wrists in one direction. Those soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And then roll your wrists in the opposite direction. And so if you notice that your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature of our mind. So if you've noticed, good for you. And then just in a loving way, compassionate way, bring your awareness back to your breath and your movements. Now an invitation to maybe take a look at your hands in appreciation and just slow the movement right down. And maybe imagining that you're moving your hands through water. And then as ready, push your hands away and draw your hands back. And push your hands away. Draw your hands back. So with this gentle movement, not only are we getting into all the joints in our arms, we're getting that synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 into all our joints. We're also getting into the muscles around our shoulder blades. So we're giving our back a little massage. And so push your hands away, draw your hands back. And so from here, we'll just take a rest, a moment. And so an invitation to know that you are the expert on your body and to trust that you know your body best and what feels okay for you and what doesn't. And so if you feel discomfort, if you feel pain, an invitation to come out of the pose or the movement. And so pain care, pain management is a huge, huge topic. So I'd like to invite you to notice if you're feeling what feels like pain, to come out of the pose or the movement, and I'll suggest two alternatives. So it might be that you come back to your breath and you focus on your breath, or alternatively, it might be that you visualize the movement. And so feel as though you're doing it instead of actually doing the movement. That can be a really lovely starting point. And so moving on, let's go for a yoga swim. So a little more movement into our arms. So we can start freestyle. And your arms are as high or low as you'd like. And how about backstroke? And breaststroke. And how about side stroke? And so, of course, feel free to come out of the movement in a pose whenever you like. You can take a rest, come back into it or not. And then let's finish up with butterfly. Yes. and a little shake out. Okay. Oof. So take a moment, let your breath settle, let it come back to its natural rhythm. And maybe noticing any subtle sensations. So trust that the sensations are there. So it's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so can you name the sensation? Maybe it's a little more energy than you felt at the beginning of the class. Maybe it's what you're feeling is fatigue. Or it might be a little bit of a hum that you feel moving along through your spine that wasn't there earlier. Okay. And so let's repose. Ground through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth, and we tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones. Notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. So you might do that little bum dance, or if you'd like, you can even move the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. Lengthen your spine. Lift your shoulders up, back and down. And relax your arms on your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And chin in, slightly parallel with the floor. And so from here, I'd like to come into a practice I've started sharing recently for our eyes. So we're going to start with our eyes and then transition into gentle neck movements and shoulder and so on. And so I'd like to begin by inviting you to look up to the sky. So maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets a wall. And then looking downwards, soft gaze down towards the earth, towards the floor. And so looking up and then looking downwards, soft gaze. And then bring your eyes back, center. And from here, if you'd like, we can add a gentle movement to the eye movement. So on inhale, looking up, adding a gentle movement, neck movement. And on exhale, soft gaze downwards. And so warming up our cervical spine. And then as ready, bring your head back to center and then take one ear towards your shoulder and then moving your head back and forth. So from side to side. And then as ready, bring your head back to center and then turn a soft gaze, looking just past your shoulder. So only move your head as far as feels comfortable for you. And then as if nodding no, turn your head from side to side. As ready, bring your head back to center. And so we've moved our neck, our cervical spine through its range of motion. And now I'd like to continue moving down along the spine. And so we'll transition to a practice called cat and cow. And so for this, I'd like to invite you to draw your chest in. So it's as if your sternum's moving towards the back of your ribs as you round your shoulders. And then Sternum moves forward and up. And so as we continue this gentle warm-up for your upper back, you might notice that as we round, drawing our sternum in towards the back of our ribs, that our hands naturally tend to slide towards our knees. And then linking your breath if you'd like. So an inhale, arch, lift your solar plexus, lift your heart. So hands like to slide in towards our hips. And so in your own time and rhythm, if you'd like, keeping this gentle warm-up flowing. And so sliding your hands physically, touching or along your legs doesn't feel comfortable for you. An invitation to explore moving your hands along your legs energetically. So your hands might be just hovering above your legs. And so I'm just going to invite you to keep the movement going. I'm going to turn sideways for a moment and demo the pose this way. Hopefully it'll give you a better visual what's going on. So moving in your own time and rhythm. And so move in a way that feels so natural for you that the movements and the breath become one. As ready, slowly come on out of the movement. Relax your arms by your side or on your lap, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Take a moment. And so from here, let's transition into a gentle twist. So we can create space between our vertebrae. And so we're actually tallest. The birds are just soaring around me. So if I seem a little distracted, the birds are just having a great time. And so anyway, so we're coming into a twist. And so we can create space between our vertebrae. And we're tallest in the morning. And so for some of us, over the course of the day, the vertebrae tend to compress. So by the end of the day, and I'm exaggerating here, either feel like or we're kind of slumped. And so sit up nice and tall. I like to place my hand at the base of my spine. And then so inhale, lengthen. And on your exhale, beginning at the base of your spine, twisting gently one vertebrae at a time. And so that other hand slides in towards your hip and then moving dynamically. So twisting from side to side. And so this is a gentle twist. We're not going into our full range of motion. Pardon me. And so I like to invite people to move towards their 100% and then back off to 50%. Hopefully that makes sense. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. And take a moment. And from here, we're going to come into a side bend. And so I'd like you to imagine reaching one hand towards the earth, towards the floor, that you are reaching to pick something up off the ground or the floor. And so if it's helpful, you can imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass. And so we want our shoulder lined up with shoulder. And feel free to hold the other side of the chair. And then moving from side to side, back and forth. So keep both sits bones on the chair as you practice this gentle movement. And it might feel really good to inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. If moving with your breath doesn't feel good for you, move and breathe in whatever way you can. And so we focus on what we can do. And so you might find that as we lubricate our spine, that the movements become more easeful. You're able to go a little deeper. And slowly come on back to neutral spine. So you can do a little shakeout if you'd like, or just come on back to stillness and take a rest and notice how you feel. So I always like to share that it's not about what the form looks like, what the pose looks like. The diagnostic tool is how do I feel? And so no judgment. Yoga meets us right where we are. And so I like to think of introception and proprioceptive awareness. And so introception is tuning in and to what's going on inside our bodies. And proprioception is a big word for knowing where our body is in relation to space. And so let's repose. Push down through one foot, push down through the other foot, sitting up nice and tall. So I'd like you to notice, can you feel one foot more than the other? Lift your shoulders up, back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or wherever feels most comfortable for you. And so from here, I think I'd like to do a practice of what I refer to as face yoga. And so I think one of the harder places to release tension is in our face. And I think it's because we have so many facial muscles. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of us have a lot of tension, especially these days in our jaw. And so I'd like to do some face yoga to help release the tension. And so, nasty faces, here's your opportunity. No one can see you. So let's begin with opening our mouth big and wide. And relax. And so let's open our mouth big and wide again. And this time I'd like you to see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And relax. And now I'd like you to imagine that you're pulling all your facial muscles towards your nose. So you just bit into a lemon. And relax. And now, an invitation to make a soft fist, bring it up to your jaw, and create resistance. And so we don't want to stay there too long. You don't want to create lockjaw. So we're going to move to the other side, creating resistance. And then bring a soft fist to the middle of your forehead. So third eye. And so gentle pressure here can be calming for our nervous system. And then it's ready, bring your hand, reach it up and over if possible. Again, creating resistance. And so if you're blessed with a yoga buddy could help guide the movements. Of course, not doing the work for you, but guiding. And then switch sides. And if possible, take your hands to the base of your skull, your head. And I'll turn a little bit. And so press your head gently against your hands. If you're not able to reach back there, you have a headrest. It might feel really good to press your head against your headrest. Or again, if you have a yoga buddy, you could be pressing your head against their hands. And release. And a little shake up. All right. So, woohoo. Wiggly fidgets. So a movement in whatever way your body is asking you to. And I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. Good. We're doing well. So moving on. So make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor or on your footrests. Sits bones are sharp on a chair. Our spine is long, shoulders up, back and down. Chin in slightly, level or parallel with the floor. And from here, I'd like to transition into a practice called sun breath. So a meditation on the heart. It's a gentle heart opener. And so if you'd like, place your hands at your heart center on your chest, palms open or palms together. Maybe it feels better for you to place your hands on your belly. And then as you're ready, extend your arms up and away. So I feel comfortable with my arms a little lower than my shoulders. Maybe for you, it feels better to have your arms higher or lower. And then making soft fists, draw your hands back to your chest, your heart center, or your belly. So an inhale, extending up and away. And on exhale, hands come back to your heart center or belly. And so keeping this gentle heart opener flowing in your own time and rhythm. If you'd like, imagine the sun at your heart center. Now on your inhales, as you extend your arms up and away, imagine the radiant light of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. So it's a symbol of the light that's always inside us. Inhale. And this time on your exhale, if you'd like, making a humming sound. Sounds like a bumblebee. Inhale. And so you might notice that sound, bumblebee breath, lengthens the exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bumblebee breath. You're free to listen if you'd rather. Place one hand on your abdomen, the other on your heart center, and take a moment to maybe feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Okay, so a little shake out. Okay, so moving forward, I think I would like to invite you to come into a seated twist or seated side bend, pardon me. And so take hold of the underside of your chair, wherever you need to feel stable and balanced. Release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open, soft bend in your elbows. So I'll give you two options today. So maybe it feels good to take your hand to your shoulder Or an alternative would be to reach up and over. So I'm going to take my hand to my shoulder today, and we'll begin by lengthening our spine and then keeping both sits bones on the chair. Come into the side bend. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck, and breathe into your side body, into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below the rib cage? And slowly come out of the pose on this side, and we'll come into it on the other side. And so holding the chair, release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open so your hand can come to your shoulder, maybe reaching up and over. So breathing in, and then on an exhale, coming into the twist, or pardon me, side bend. Turning your gaze down towards the earth, towards the floor, to release your neck. And then slowly come out of the pose on this side. And a little shake out. All right, so from here, let's come into a seated twist. So we're going to do a little deeper version this time. And so if possible, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance. Knees are tracking over ankles. Sitting up nice and tall. Invitation to reach one hand across to your opposite knee or thigh. Your other hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. And so the hands are there to guide you. You're not pulling yourself into the twist or torquing yourself into it with the hands. So the hands are there to guide. And so you can see, perhaps, that we're already into the twist a little bit. And so a deeper version of a twist, if you have osteopenia, is contraindicated. And so, or you might have something else going on that you know, a deeper version of a twist is contraindicated. So I'd like to invite you to honor that. And I know that everyone's taking good care out there. So alternatively, you might just visualize maybe going a little bit deeper. And so inhale, lengthen your spine. And if it feels okay for you, come into the twist a little deeper. So you're starting at the base of the spine, moving up one vertebrae at a time. And so our head turns last. So I'd even like to invite you to untwist your head a little bit. And so soft belly, quiet breath. And then it's ready, slowly come out of the twist on this side. Take a moment. Breathe in. On exhale, going into the twist on the other side. So this might be your pose today. Maybe you feel comfortable going a little deeper. And so you could inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, going into your twist. Head turns last. So soften your gaze or close your eyes softly, focused inward. And then it's ready, slowly unwind, come back center. So from here, let's rock and roll. We're going to flow in and out of the twist. So reaching up to the sky and then coming into the twist. Breathing in, reach up and twist. Reach up. So arms as high as you'd like. And twist. One more time, reaching up and twist. So let's come back to neutral spine. So the movements of the spine, so twists and side bends are pretty intense spinal movements. So we need to realign our spine. And we can do that with a seated forward fold. And so The version that I'm going to teach you, I think is, well, I trust is safe for most people. And so a deeper version of a forward fold is contraindicated if you have osteopenia. I'd also like to mention if you have low or high blood pressure, you don't want to be putting your head below your heart. And yeah, we'll just go from there. And so take hold of the underside of your chair, lengthen your spine, bring your feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance if that's possible. And then hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. So maybe you're nodding your head yes and no to release your neck. And if you'd like, you can move your feet forward a little bit if that's helpful. And then breathe into your lower back. Or imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. And so, of course, the lungs, we can't place our lungs in our lower back. However, energy flows wherever our thoughts go, where our breath goes. Notice how you feel, this gentle forward bend. And so for most folks, this can be create a calming sensation, feeling. And then it's ready, pushing down through your inner heels. So it might be an energetic pushing down. Place one hand on each knee or thigh and come on back up to a comfortable sitting position. And so I think before we move into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation, I'd like to come into an adapted version of sun salutation. And so sun salutations are heating and energizing and a little bit fun. And so let's begin by sitting up nice and tall. And so your feet are grounded, placed evenly on the floor, your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Lengthen your spine. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. And then when you're ready, chin in, tucked in slightly. Bring your arms into mountain pose. So open up your armpits a little bit. And then take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. So arms as high as feels comfortable for you. Bend from your shoulder blades. And then hinging from the hips, come into a forward fold. So for this version, maybe taking hold of the underside of your chair. Come forward with a flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly to release your neck. And then as ready, we'll come into an adapted version of downward facing dog. So if it feels okay for you, forearms on your lap, push down through your inner heels, lengthen your spine, lift through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, let's come into baby cobra. So lower. Keep your sits bones on the chair, lift your heart, your solar plexus. And then lower again into downward facing dog. Push down through your inner heels. Lengthen your spine. And now when you're ready, if you'd like, we can come back up, one hand on each of your thigh. And if possible, step your leg under the front of the chair. So it might be that you're visualizing the movement. So imagination is powerful. And then if you'd like to add your arm, reach your arm up to the sky. So maybe along your ear, maybe in goalposts. Float your arm down, step your foot forward, hinging from the hips. Come into a forward fold, spiral your palms open, soft bending your elbows, nothing rigid. Reaching up to the sky. And then maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So bowing our head towards our heart because this is a little nerve flossing for our neck. And so let's come into one more round. So come into mountain pose. Take your hands to your heart center. So it could be palms open or palms together. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Hinging from the hips, come into a forward fold. So you might have soft fists at your hips or hold the side of your chair. Come forward with a flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly to release your neck. And downward facing dog, rest your forearms on your lap, push down through your inner heels. Press those sits bones back in the chair, lengthen your spine. And then baby cobra, lower. Lift your heart, your solar plexus, lift up through the crown of your head. And then downward facing dog again. And then as ready, pushing down through your inner heel. So might be an energetic pushing down. Come back up, place one hand on each of your thigh if you like. And we'll come into the lunge on the other side. So if possible, take your front leg under the chair or visualize the movement. Maybe you have a yoga buddy that can help with the movement if you'd like. And then reach your arm up if you'd like to add the arm along your ear and gold posts. Or yes, ear, gold posts. I'm backing talk words today, so my apologies. A little bit. And arm down, step forward, hinging from the hips, forward fold, scoop up that beautiful radiant light of the sun that's all around you. And then bring your hands together, maybe in prayer. And so this time I'd like you to imagine or visualize a waterfall as you bring your hands down through to your heart. And place one hand on your Buddha belly, your abdomen, the other hand on your chest. And take a moment to rest. Okay, so come on, seated back in your chair comfortably. We're going to come down off the mountain now. And I'm just going to place this where I can see it. My little timekeep. My phone. And so a short guided meditation. And so feel free, if you have the ability to lie down, feel free to lie down. If you've got a chair that allows you to recline, make sure that you're comfortable, head and neck is supported. If you're in a regular chair and you want to place your chair up against the wall and maybe with our final relaxation in mind, not the meditation piece, but the relaxation piece, you may want to do that. And so this meditation practice is actually a Buddhist meditation that I learned some time ago. And it begins with placing our hands in a hand gesture. So hand gestures were created to help us focus our mind. And this is called the hand gesture of calm abiding. And so place your hands face down on your lap. If that placement of your hands doesn't work for you, choose whatever placement you'd like. And then an invitation to draw your hands in towards your hips. And so feel free to have a soft gaze. You're looking downwards, 3 or 4 feet in front of you, or even to close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. And so the meditations by Thich Nhat Hanh, a beloved Zen Buddhist monk. And so it goes like this. I'm breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. And breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And so we'll sit and breathe together for a few moments with a gentle reminder. Breathing. So come into whatever comfortable position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so eyes can be closed softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. And so soft palms, soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose, serenity pose. Relax your jaw, unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. And soften the area between your eyebrows, wide forehead. And silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. So if it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Mm. Without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. And thank your body again. And so our bodies have our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And so now see if you can begin to deepen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And come on up seated comfortably to finish your yoga practice. So I'm just going to move into the screen a little bit closer for this piece. And so thank you. The teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. And so totally happy to hang out for a little bit if you have any questions or feedback. And just really want to make sure that I say thank you to Kausar and Connectra for providing this opportunity for us to hang out together and do yoga. So I guess till we meet again.
Thank you. I have a question for you, Bobbie. I tried to sign on to my computer.
Sure.
And I was asked to provide a password. I was asked to sign into the session with my email and password. Now it's a new computer. Maybe I have to do it once, but I was not able to do it. So I'm doing it on my iPhone right now.
Oh, wow. Good question. So I'm sure Kausar will be happy to speak to that, my tech host.
Okay.
Actually, like today I signed into my Hotmail and it also asked me to log in again. So it was, I think, maybe something going on with Hotmail or something, your Outlook.
So I'll have to sign into, I am on an iMac. And so I have to sign into the iMac again. Is that what you said?
So normally you don't have any password or passport, so you won't have to, I think.
But when I come on, it will not let me in unless I sign in or register. And so I was not aware that maybe I have to register, but okay.
Did you get the reminder email and everything, like for signing in?
Yeah. And I used the Zoom link in the email and it asked me to sign in. So
no,
all right.
Hopefully it won't.
Okay.
It shouldn't ask.
All right. Well, I'll see. Maybe my settings are off. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't be more helpful, Jacques.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, like I said,
I hear you.
It's funny because I can do it on my iPhone. I just cannot do it on my computer.
So it works on iPhone. It should work on both, actually.
Okay. All right. I'll keep trying.
I hear you've been staying out of trouble. You're very busy.
Me?
I read Lynette sent me the written piece of your City Hall conversation. So I wasn't able to get through all of it yet, but kudos to you for doing the work, Jacques. I appreciate it.
I think somebody has to speak up. The part on the honoraria for members of the committee, the council members were hanging their heads. I mean, I think they realized, holy smokes, what have we done? So I'm hoping that they come up with something. They amended the recommendation from the city staff to say that they will look into how the other 60 entities under the Accessible BC Act are remunerating the council committee members, and then they'll come back. So I know that BC,
I'll have to ponder that one.
BC Parks are paying $300 a session to the committee members. The city of Vancouver is paying nothing unless you need financial support, then they'll give you $25. It's like, guys, this is what you're asking us to do here. Like, what is the expectation? Since when do you ask people to provide their expertise for free? Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, knuckle bump. Just a side note. So I'm still teaching at ICORD. Would love to see you. The mask mandate is gone now, and the sun is out. So I'm hoping that I'll see you come. I'll see you on your bike one day. You'll come
That's,
come into this bit.
that's still Friday noon.
Yeah, Friday at noon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going. Anyway, I love you, Jacques. Take care. Kassar, you know I love you too. So I'll see you
Thank you,
again
Bobbie.
soon.
Bye-bye.
You guys think.
Righto.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, Kassar, was the sound okay?
It kept like going away and coming back. It was not. Oh, she left. Oh, you left.
Ah,
I thought you left.
okay.
No, it was like the sound. Sometimes it just stopped and then came back.
No, that was on.
But
Oh
otherwise,
no. So maybe I should ditch the AirPods.
it doesn't do that with other people.
Yeah. Weird. Oh well. Work in progress still. I wish I was perfect.
No, it
But
was
there's always a
and-
lot of activity in the country. So yeah, anyway, I'll let you go, Kassar. I'll see you next week, love.
oh, see you next week.
Thank you.